Hello, this is Pastor Stan Lubeck. Welcome to workshop number 30, launching an open house. I encourage every small group to begin each new 12-week session with an open house. Maybe have a potluck where you encourage everyone to bring a friend who might be interested in joining the group. But make it very relational so that people can get to know one another better. Those who sign up for your group will come, but also be sure to invite neighbors, coworkers, family, or friends who might be interested and might jump in with you. That would be fantastic. So let's talk about preparing for an open house. Prepare your own heart first. It's the first step in a successful open house. Ask God to give you a love and a concern and a compassion for all the people who will be coming. Time spent in prayer for the people who will receive the invitation is invaluable. Pray that God will bless the group with the right blend of personalities. He knows who needs to show up. Partnering with a co-leader will lighten your load of leadership while making it more fun and less of a burden. Identifying a co-leader before the first session is a decision I think you won't regret. Having a co-leader creates opportunities for you to share your ministry with another potential leader in the future. It will allow you to build group stability quickly. Shared leadership is essential for the future growth of your group, so plan for the future by having a co-leader. So let's talk about some of the details of an open house. At the open house, be at the door, welcoming your guests when they show up. Have a roster sheet for everyone to fill out with their names, addresses, and other information like email. Name tags are helpful for people to get to know one another, so have big marker pens so the names are easy to read. Have a few extra Bibles available for those who maybe don't have one. Remove all airwave distractions. That means answering machines, phones, televisions, pages. Just make sure that everything's off and there aren't any distractions that will take the focus off of the relational time that you're going to be having together. I don't know, you might even have to check the cell phones at the door if you're concerned about those that are coming. Pets should be confined to another part of the house or yard away from the meeting area. Just have simple refreshments, coffee, tea, cookies. Those things add a welcoming touch. If you have a potluck, obviously you'll have plenty of food, but if you want to keep it simple, just have desserts, and simple refreshments can be fine for this open house. So seating, lighting, and room temperature should also be considered. Plan 2 or 3 icebreaker questions and have them ready to use at the appropriate time. This first meeting offers specific opportunities for new people to get to know one another. It's also an opportunity for the leader to share the vision of what the small group will seek to accomplish. The open house should last more than an hour and a half or 2 hours, so don't make it go too long, but it's just an opportunity for you to connect with people. The following is a suggested timeline that you might consider as an agenda for your open house and your first meeting. Well, the first 15 minutes, that's all about meet and greet. Guests are greeted, given a name tag to fill out, and welcomed into the home. If you have a potluck, this meet and greet time might just simply extend until everyone is finished eating. Then the next 30 minutes, I encourage every leader to consider an icebreaker. Icebreakers are great because they're questions that anybody can answer whether they know anything about the Bible or not, because they're usually historical questions about a person's background. But they're not hard to answer, but it just helps to open people up and laugh a little bit and get to know a little bit more about the person before you engage in Bible study later in the series. But simple, fun icebreaker questions can be asked with everyone given the chance to answer. Active icebreakers that get everyone involved and laughing will lighten the tension for those who are apprehensive about being there. If you ask the questions with the entire group and everyone answers, it can eat up a lot of time, and hope you would consider pairing people up to answer these questions. Pairing people up accomplishes the same purpose of warming people up to the topic of the evening without sacrificing meeting time. Here's some icebreaker questions. Whose absence have you felt most in your life? In what way are you most self-disciplined? Who is your greatest hero from history? Who is the godliest person you know, and why? And so after the icebreaker questions, this open house is an opportunity to share the vision. This might take up to 30 minutes. Doesn't have to, could be shorter, but vision is so important to help people understand where you want to go with the group. And so I encourage you to start with a short prayer, just asking God to bless the vision and asking God to give clarity for those who desire to be involved if God would have them join the group. but share your own story of how you have benefited from being in a small group and how Jesus has made a difference in your life. Discuss what kind of a Bible study you desire to lead, whether it's a marriage group or a family group, or there's a topic that you want to address. But review a small group covenant that reflects the values and the goals of the group. Then in the final 5 minutes, make sure that you have everyone's information, phone number, email. You might repass around the sign-in sheet as you invite them to the next meeting, and enjoy hanging around and enjoying some dessert. The big thing is just to make those connections relationally and let people know that you love them and that you want to invite them and that you'd like nothing better than to see them show up the next week. So, okay, this is Workshop 30, the final one in this series. Consider subscribing to other ministry masterclass videos as I get the time to put them together. So bye for now. God's best to you.